for the past 7 years.
We're on the ultimate high man, and that's what I do at school every day. I am the ultimate high man for all of Festo Junior High School. So thank you. I know we're running out of time. I have a few short words I want to say, and then I'm going to get out of here and let you all have a wonderful evening. So good evening, SMEEA members and guests. Hey, that's you. I'm both shocked and humbled by this honor. Truly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you to the SMEEA E-Board for the honor of representing Santa Maria educators. Thank you to everyone sitting in this room right now. It's weird for me looking out to all the people that I turn to for advice, and they're looking at me like, what are you going to tell us that's going to rock our world tonight? I really tried to rack my brain around why anyone would think that I've earned this recognition, when there are so many other amazing educators in this room that should be honored. I still don't know that I deserve, but I do know that a student of ours at Festo Junior High School wrote an essay in their English class about me, and I want to share a little bit about this essay. And this was not my student. It's titled "Mr. Voss the Boss." Mr. Voss would probably not consider himself a hero or a role model, but I do. Mr. Voss has been teaching for 9 years, but before that he was a manager. Mr. Voss is an amazing role model because he's brave, supportive, and responsible. Mr. Voss is a hero because he's brave. For example, we had a trip to Disneyland, and I woke up late. I thought I wouldn't be able to go because it was too late. But as I hurried over, the bus was still there. It turned out, Mr. Voss told everyone he had to poop really bad, just so the bus would wait for me. This shows Mr. Voss a hero because if it weren't for him, I would have been the only kid in band that Friday. Another example is that Mr. Voss never loses patience when striving to be successful. He's brave because he has the bravery to keep going during hard times. Lastly, another reason that Mr. Voss is brave is because as a teacher, it's hard to teach kids that don't want to be taught. Although this happens, Mr. Voss keeps pushing through to the point that he starts sweating, as I am right now. This shows how he is brave because it takes bravery to put so much effort and to go above and beyond no matter what happens. Hey! Just for the record, I did not actually have to poop. But I know what it's like to be the kid that gets left behind. I also appreciate the 8th grade honesty, right? You know, this student is not even in my class, but she knows that I get sweaty when I teach. I would really love for her to get up and do a web orientation assembly, or, walk around a classroom and teach history, or, peel an orange on a hot day. But in all reality, I really do appreciate this honor, and I know I have a short amount of time, but I want to start with some gratitude. No one magically becomes an amazing educator without having people in their corner reminding them that sticks and stones will break their bones, but students roasting them will never hurt them. I have some amazing support in my corner. My wonderfully supportive wife who's here tonight, who makes every effort to understand me when I frustratingly speak an acronym. SBAD, DWA, NWEA, MTSS, SWD, IEP 504, she looks at me like, oh yeah, I get that. Yeah, you're right, here, have another beer. She brings me coffee when I leave it on the counter before work, and then she gives me that much needed video game time at the end of a long day. I truly appreciate and support all of your support, and I would not be the man, little, and the teacher I am today without you. Thank you. To my wonderful daughter, Jaden, who's in the audience as well. Thank you. Thank you for understanding every time that I came home and said, save the drama for your mama, because I am tired of dealing with teenage angst. I just couldn't handle it anymore. When I initially looked into becoming a teacher, I really just wanted to do it to spend more time with her. And it's the best decision I've ever made. I can't wait to see your success at Cal Poly as a Cal Poly Mustang next year. And I just want to say thank you to SMEEA for the generous scholarship that's going to allow her to eat something other than ramen for a couple of months. Thank you. To my given family in the room, thank you for your support and guidance. My dad taught me what it was like to have a work ethic and sacrifice when he would work 15 to 16-hour days, managing his restaurants, and then make time to coach our sports team or sit through multiple performances. My sister's an educator as well, and I'm so proud to commandeer the holiday dinner table to talk about, shop talk, even though everyone rolls their eyes and tells us to shut up. and to my chosen family, my Falcon family. Both the ones that are here, sick, and the ones that were from the past, slug life. Thank you. Thank you for putting up with me. I know I can be loud, obnoxious, opinionated, and maybe just a little hard-headed, but you all make coming to work such a joy. I look forward to our DoorDash lunches, our ILT meetings, and enjoying our conversation in our staff closet. To our office staff, I'm so sorry. Forgetting to input attendance, submitting my EWRs on time, constantly nagging our office manager for, well, everything. But thank you for all that you do so that I can be focused only on teaching. Thank you, thank you. Thanks to all the administrators I've had the privilege of working with. I told Patty Grady, Brian Zimmerman, and Rob Bergen when they brought me in as a long-term sub that it's going to be a race to see who hires me first. And whoever loses, loses. Santa Maria Benito won. Y'all won. And I think I've upheld my end of the bargain. I want to especially thank my current administrators, Mark Palmerston, Heather Page, and Ryan Young. The amount of freedom that I have had to just cook in my classroom and do what I want to do is amazing. By the way, a long time ago, I was in a room without AC, so I literally cooked in my room, and Dr. McDuffie, thank you for the AC! Love it. I also got to thank my ride or die partner in crime, Tori Schaefer, my leadership co-teacher. Thank you for being leadership yin to my yang. Yes. Schaefer started the leadership program at Fessler as a way to give our students a voice in their education and school culture. She's the creative heart and soul of our class, and I'm honored to help her vision of student leadership come to be. To my wonderful history peers, Courtney Thomas, Laura Valencia, Leanne Jimenez, Brandy Dana, Victor Tapia, Eric Urbane, Brandon Jewett, and Hayes. Thank you for all your guidance and support. I look forward to our Thursday PLC time and am always in awe of the work we do together. To Mr. G, the best student teacher I've ever had. He's also the only student teacher I ever had. Thanks for making me feel like I'm really good at what I do. You're going to be an amazing Titan next year. El Camino's lucky to have you. I want to get a little serious right now, and I'd also like to take this opportunity to take a moment to honor our dearly departed Karen Mackley. Karen was instrumental in helping me discover the joys of teaching history in Santa Maria, and I will work tirelessly to continue to uphold her standards of history education. Finally, I'd like to thank my wonder twin, Alan Morales. Thank you for always being the voice of reason when I doubt myself and my abilities. You will change the education world one day, and we both know it. I know that there's countless others that I haven't mentioned tonight, and I know that you know that I love you all. But there's one person I haven't mentioned, and I have intentionally saved her for last. And I teach U.S. history, and so I talk a lot to my students about what it means to be an important leader in our society. And I tell my students that every important man that we talk about in our history class had an even more important, an even stronger woman behind them at some point in their life. For me, in addition to my wife and my daughter, that was my mom, who's also in the room right here, Nancy. My mom taught me three things, and I'm going to do the thing that every parent wishes that their kid would do. Mom, you were right. 3 things in life will make you successful: patience, tolerance, and timing. Patience in teaching is a given. Where are my kindergarten teachers at? Any kindergarten teachers? Just kidding, they're all at the bar. We know they're at the bar. We know. But listen, honestly, teaching kindergarten and 8th grade is really not that much different. Lots of boogers, right? Lots of tears, and a really strange inability to line up straight. But being patient means that we need to go beyond. We need to go beyond allowing that one student to finish taking that test during lunch. Being patient means that we need to give some grace to that teacher across the hall who's way too energetic about their math lessons. Being patient means that we need to maintain our composure when you're having that conversation with a student or coworker or administrator. I don't know if you know this, but teaching junior high is hard. The teenage angst that we deal with daily is enough to make the bravest person weak, and yet we show up every day with a smile. Patience is the key. Remaining patient when that kid drops the F-bomb in class or shows up tardy for the 50th time, it's a skill. However, being patient is not being passive. As an organization, we need to continue to use our voice to advocate for change and understand that while change takes time, we are not going away. We will not stop advocating for our students and what our students need, because we are on the front lines and we know more than anyone else what our students need every single day at school. Tolerance. Tolerance is defined as a willingness to accept feelings, habits, or beliefs that are different from your own. This can be extremely challenging. Teaching is inherently personal. Everything we do in education is like giving a little piece of ourselves back to our students, our school, or our district. However, we need to understand that while we believe what we are doing is best for our students, the person next to you might have a different idea, and that's okay. We're consistently modeling for our students what it means to be good humans, even though we don't think they're watching. They are. They need us now more than ever to show what tolerance looks like in academia. We as a district must do a better job of helping our students understand how to build tolerance so that our schools remain safe and hold every student accountable for their behaviors. This will require effort on everyone's part, but our students and staff deserve it. We all must make tolerance a priority in Santa Maria Bonita School District. But the word tolerance has multiple meanings. In addition to just having acceptance for others, tolerance is also the ability to accept, experience, or survive something harmful or pleasant, like writing in class. Our students need to learn that they will survive the unpleasant experience of speaking to each other in an academic and civil setting. And that happens in your history classes and your history curriculum. I look at the state of our country today, the constant bickering and talking over one another, and I say, and the inability to say, I see your point and would like to add. Education is the answer. We are the answer.
Right.
The earlier we get to students and the earlier we get them acclimated to critically thinking and speaking about their opinions, the easier it becomes to teach them how to tolerate those opinions, even if they don't necessarily share them. I teach 8th grade history. It's hard. I start my school year by talking about Americans and how Americans grow, and I have to start talking about things that make me uncomfortable. And I approach that with a mindset that is 100% unbiased. I acknowledge from the first day at school that it's hard for me to teach things about people that look like me, that do things to people that look like some of them. But we need to not be afraid to look that in the face and say, let's move past this. Let's be better than this. Because that's what your history and social studies curriculum is going to do for you. From TK to 8th grade and beyond, we have a responsibility to look beyond dashboard scores and use social studies to help create well-prepared participants of our democratic society. That's on us. And finally, I know, I'm talking a lot. But finally, you gave me the microphone. I just want to point that out. Finally, timing. No matter how mind-blowing or world-changing, the right thing said at the wrong time is still the wrong thing. It seems so simple, but this is the one thing that I spend and continue to spend time learning. The right time and place to have that conversation. Understanding the situation, understanding what body language looks like, and you don't understand that maybe when you go in to ask that administrator for that one favor, that they may have just been chewed out by a parent, maybe they just found out that a student has had an accident or is OD'd. We don't know what's going on. But that's where we connect back to patience. It's okay to say now is not the time. Be patient, but don't be passive. Come back tomorrow. As a classroom teacher, timing is important. There is a time and a place to be the intimidating 6'4" pound educator that I am. And there's a time and a place where I need to get myself as close to my students' level to make sure they feel as safe as humanly possible. There's a time to be the unflappable brick wall and a time to announce to an entire bus of band students that you have to poop, even if you don't. To stall for those 5 minutes to make sure that one last student can get there. Don't be afraid to have fun with your kids. Don't be afraid to give your kids piles of Starburst and then put on a King Voss Burger King crown and take those Starburst away because taxes are in their future. Don't be afraid to pass out the copy of your college breakup letter and humiliate yourself because that college breakup letter just so happens to be written in the same way the Declaration of Independence was written. Who knows? Thank you. Your time is valuable. Thank you. Consider using that time for something even better. Consider getting involved in your organization. Consider getting involved in an ILT. Become a department chair. Try your hand at a grade level chair. Get involved because we cannot change unless we have educators who are willing to stand up to make the change.
Be a rep.
Become a union rep. Thank you. It's in there.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for stealing my thunder. Okay. It's surreal for me to stand here looking at a room full of people that I respect so very much. Thank you for this recognition. They say when you love what you do, you will never work a day in your life. And I feel like I've never had to work a day in my life.
Get to know Siri at apple.com.
Amen. That wasn't my phone. They say, I feel like I've never had to work a day in my life. As a teacher at Fessler, we just won't talk about the distance learning year. But I really truly hope that you never have to work a day in your life at SMBST either. And I'll end by saying the same thing that I say to my students every single day when they walk out the door. Be good humans. Thank you. Good night.